Hello all, I'm here to give you some information about general information about classification of English language vocabulary. Mainly, I'm going to give you more detailed information about stylistically classification of English language vocabulary. At first, let me give you some information about general consideration. So the word stock of language can be represented as a system in which different aspects of words are singled out as interdependent. So in accordance with the division of language into literary and colloquial, we may represent the whole word stock of the English language as being divided into three main layers. So what are they? They are the literary layer. It can be also called as super-neutral words. And the second one is the neutral layer. And the third one is the colloquial layer. The colloquial layer words are also called as sub-neytral words. So the general consideration about the literary and colloquial layers. The literary and colloquial layers contain a number of subgroups. However, just the neutral words are not. Because each of these groups, of these literary and colloquial groups, has an aspect. It shares with all subgroups within the layer. The common property of the literary layer is its markedly bookish character, which makes the layer more or less stable. Yes, because as its name, literary layer is mainly, maybe always, is used as a bookish character. In novels, in poetry can be, or in official speech, public speeches as well. The common property of the colloquial layer of words is its lively spoken character, which makes it unstable and fleeting. Because the words that belongs to colloquial layer are used in just in spoken language mostly. If we speak about the neutral layer, the aspect of the neutral layer is its universal character, because the words of the neutral layer can be played as literary and colloquial one as well. So this universal character neutral layer words means that words belonging to this layer are not restricted in use and can be employed in all styles and all spheres of human communication, which makes this layer the most stable of all. Let me give you detailed information about each layers. For example, the first one, the literary layer, as I have mentioned above, it is also called super-neutral words. It consists of the following groups of words. So even the literary layer itself is divided into subgroups as well. They are the common literary and the common literary words. They are the common literary neutral and common colloquial words are grouped under the term standard English vocabulary. Common literary words are chiefly used in writing and, of course, polished speech as well. And the second one is terms, and the third one bookish and poetic words. The first one is archaic words. Fifth one barbarisms and foreign words. The sixth one is neologisms. And I'm going to give you detailed information for each subgroups in order to be more understandable and more clear for you. Terms, yeah, you know the terms, what are they, and you have general information about them, but I'm going to give you scientific notion, scientific definition for this word or for this notion term. What is term or what are terms? Terms belong to particular science. Consequently, the domain of their usage is the scientific functional style. Classical term is monosemantic and it has no synonyms. When used in other styles, terms produce different stylistic effects. That they may sound humoristically or make speech like a clever and scientific-like. As you just pay attention to people, more intelligent, clever people are eager and able to use terms a lot. Terms, the word is denoting objects, processes, phenomena of science, humanities, technique. And we have two kinds of terms. The first one is single terms, which consist of only single word, like psychology, equity, and function. And the second one is terms consisting of several words, such as subject matter, computer-aided system, or in stylistics, ballast letter style. This can be example for the terms that consist of several words. I will give you an example for the terms. I'm just giving you two kinds of sentence. One of them is used terms. The second, another one is used just ordinary. Literally words. For example, chlorophyll makes food by photosynthesis. Here, chlorophyll and photosynthesis are the terms which are used mainly in biology. If we say this sentence in just an ordinary words, with ordinary words, green leaves build up food with the aid of light. Yes, these two sentences make sense the same, but the first one in the first sentence uses terms, and the second one is used only ordinary words. If we speak about the second subgroup, bookish and poetic words. Bookish words belong to that stratum of the vocabulary which is used in cultivated speech only, in books, or in such special types of oral communication as public speech, official negotiations, and they form stylistic opposition to their colloquial synonyms. Let's compare this kind of bookish and literary and colloquial words with each other. For example, infant. Infant is bookish character and is literary word. Child is neutral one. Kid is colloquial one. As you see, bookish words are used mainly in formal situations. Child, neutral, meaning neutral one, is used both in bookish and colloquial ones. Kid is colloquial version of the infant. Or another example is parent. What are you saying? What do this word belong to? What group do this word belong to? Yes, you are right. It is bookish one. And the neutral one, neutral meaning of this parent, the word parent is father. Yes, you can just give me any other opinions about father can be also bookish character. Yes, you are right. However, father is considered to be neutral one as well. And the colloquial version of this father or parent is daddy. Daddy is not used in official communication or official just say contracts, like any way or any means of communication, but it is used mostly in lively spoken. So a special stratum of bookish words is considered by the words traditionally used in poetry. So poetic words. Poetic words denote a set of words traditionally used in poetry. So examples, the example words that are used mainly in poetry are behold, deem, think, was, ought, foe, just etc. I can give you more examples, but it is enough. So these words, poetic words, are mostly used in poetry in the 17th and 19th centuries. Even these words can mean other meaning. Then the words are used present. For example, steed, S-T-E-E-D, this word means horse. Or quoth, Q-U-O-T-H, it means sad. Or woe, it means sorrow. Afternoons, it means again or soon after, like this. This kind of words are used in poetry even nowadays. However, their meaning are just different, totally different. But in poetry, we can understand. Even in Uzbek language, we have got some such kind of words. Orazin yapqoch ko'zindin sochilur har lahza yosh, as Alisher Navoiy used this word orazin. Here in Uzbek, nowadays, this word can be used in poetry or in novels because the readers or the listeners in the field of literature can understand easily this term. And about archaic words. Yes, by the name of archaic words, they are historical words, and they are denoting historical phenomena which are no more in use, which have no notion at present. For example, yeoman or koif and this stuff, or vassal, like these words. Even these archaic words are divided into subgroups itself. For example, absolute words. For example, methinks. Methinks in history, it was used a lot, and nowadays it means it seems to me. Or nay, N-A-Y. It means no nowadays. But methinks, nay, or a palfrey has no any notion nowadays, and they are no more in use, even in poetry, even in our ordinary or our real lifestyle. But it was, they were used. And the second one is archaisms. Archaisms proper, tross, face. The third subgroup is called historical words. For example, knight, spear, warrior. As in Uzbek, we have got also shamshir, yoki qilich. Yes, these words, even in English, knight, they are also archaic words. They are not used nowadays. Even the object of knight cannot be used nowadays, and that's why the notion, the term of this word is not used anymore. The fifth subgroup is called morphological forms. They are sing, guest, or breathe, when, though makest, such kind of words. Most of these archaic words are or were used in Shakespearean periods in literature. Archaic words belong to Old English, and they are not recognized nowadays, unfortunately. So what is the function of old words, archaic words? The main function of archaic words is to create realistic background to historical works of literature. So in order to create or to wake or to have some real imagination of historical background or historical situation in our life nowadays. So, and about barbarisms and foreign words. What are they? And what kinds of words are called barbarisms and foreign words? Yes, barbarisms and foreignisms have the same origin. They are borrowing from other languages. Especially in English language, the greater part of barbarisms was borrowed into English from French and Latin as well. You know the reason? Barbarisms are assimilated borrowings. Being part of the English word stock, they are fixed in dictionaries. What I meant here, barbarisms are words that can be found in dictionaries. these kinds of words, barbarisms, are registered in the English dictionary. However, foreignisms are non-assimilated borrowings, occasionally used in speech for stylistic reasons. They do not belong to the English vocabulary and they are not registered by lexicographers. Let me give you an example in order to be clear for you. For example, of course, I can give you Uzbek examples in order to be understandable for you. For example, dup, atlas, adras, these kinds of words, English people or any other international people can understand these words. Yes, maybe they can write this word on the internet in order to surf the internet to find some information about these phenomena, about these objects. But these words are not registered in English dictionary because they are foreign words, foreignisms. What is the function of foreignisms? I think, or in fact, the main function of foreignisms is to create or to build up true imagination about another nations or nationalities, culture, tradition in realistic way. So here the main function of barbarisms and foreignisms is to create realistic background to the stories about foreign habits, customs, traditions, and conditions of life. Neologisms, we have also one of the groups of literary words. Neologisms are newly born words. Yes, most of them are terms, as you have thought. The layer of terminological neologisms has been rapidly growing since the start of the technological revolution. For example, IT sphere, information technology, as it developed more and more rapidly at present, and the terms of belongs to this sphere is developed. For example, network, server, browser, email, provider, site, etc. The example of this neologism is hacker. Let's speak about hacker, the new word of hacker. It means someone who uses a computer to connect to other people's computers secretly and often illegally in order to find or change information. You and me can understand the word hacker without any other definitions, any deeply or scientifically definition. However, 20 years old people than us, or 30 years older people than us, cannot understand this word because this word is neologism, a newly born word. But the 6 years old child or even 4 years old child can understand this word because they live in this situation and now they live at present. So stylistic functions of literary layer of the vocabulary are followings. The first one is to characterize the speech of the bygone epochs and to reproduce atmosphere of antiquity. So it is somehow archaic words. With the help of archaic words, historical words, we can characterize the speech or the situation or the imagination of the bygone epoch. And of course, with the help of them, we can reproduce atmosphere of antique world. The second function of literary words is to introduce the atmosphere or professional activity. Yes, with the help of the professionalisms, terms, with the help of terms. The third function of literary words or literary layer is to create romantic atmosphere, the general coloring of elevation in poetry, with the help of bookish and poetic words. Yes, bookish and poetic words are somehow more about romantic situations in order to be clear and understandable and to get to the point like this. And the fourth function is to introduce the atmosphere of solemnity in official speech or the local coloring or of the country. Describe it. And this function belongs to the last one. Which one? Yes, they are barbarisms or neologisms or foreignisms like this. Now, we'll speak about neutral layer. As there is no more information about the neutral layer, because as I have mentioned above, neutral layer has a universal character. It can play roles in both colloquial and literary layers as well. Neutral words comprise the overwhelming majority of lexis that use it in all spheres of human activity and being the main source of synonymous and polysemantic words, neutral words. They are used in both literary and colloquial language. Let me give you an example in Uzbek language. For example, use. Use is a neutral layer of the word layers here. Classification of the vocabulary. It has the literary layer and the colloquial. In colloquial one, the synonymous of the word is bit, aft, or turk. Yes, this synonymous can be for colloquial one or bashara, but in literary layer it can be used of this use chihra, oras, rukhsar. These literary layer words are somehow more about poetic, more about bookish ones. So it is a neutral stock of words that is so prolific in the production of new meanings. And it is about the neutral layer. About the colloquial layer, it is also called sub-neytral words. Among the sub-neytral words, the following groups are distinguished. The first group is words used in informal speech only, the colloquial words. The second one is jargon words and slang, as well as individual creations, nonce words, and vulgar words, the third group. I will give you detailed information for each subgroups of colloquial layer. Colloquial words, common colloquial vocabulary, is part of standard English word stock. It borders both on neutral vocabulary and on special colloquial vocabulary. Colloquialisms are familiar words and idioms used in informal speech and in informal writing, but there is a but it is unacceptable in polite conversation or business correspondence. And again, I will give you example for two types of colloquialism and literary word. Let's compare standard speech sentence. I will give you two types of sentence and you will identify which one is colloquial layer, belongs to colloquial layer, which one is to neutral layer. The first one is, "Sir, you speak clearly and to the point." This is the first sentence, and the second one is, "Friend, you talk plain and hit the nail right on the head." So, yes, you're absolutely right. The first sentence is about literary or neutral layer, and the second sentence, which I used, friend, talk plain, or hit the nail right on the head, with the help of collocations, they are colloquial equivalent of the first sentence. So colloquial words. Colloquial words are employed in non-official everyday communication and mark the message as informal, non-official, and conversational. Their usage is associated with the oral form of communication. For example, that, kid, crony, fan, to pop, folks. These words are used in spoken version. The second type of colloquial layer is jargon words, jargonisms. Jargonisms are low colloquial words which are used by limited groups of people or unity, either professionally, because we have professional jargonisms or professionalisms, or socially, jargonisms proper. They cover a narrow semantic field, function, and sphere of application, and tend to expand its synonymity within certain lexicosemantic groups. Let me give you Uzbek example again to be clear. To exemplify for professional jargonism, as far as I know, the word qaychi, yes, scissors. Qaychi is used in by our society to cut something into pieces. But according to the professional sphere of railway stuff, qaychi, the term is used for the people who have no any tickets. Ride tickets to the platform, ride platform, and they can just give 100% or 50% of the price of the ticket to the this term is used by train ticket conductors as another meaning, like the people who can give them 50% of the price of the ticket. So this is the professional jargonisms. Okay, so social jargonisms are also called by proper people in a local area in order to understand each other in an easy way. So the function and the sphere of application tend to expand synonymity within certain lexicosemantic groups. The function of the colloquial layer is to replace those words which already exist in the language in order to make their speech incoherent to outsiders. So not to be understandable for strangers, for the people who are not in the communication. Now, professional jargonisms and social jargonisms we'll speak about. Professional jargonisms are denominations of things, phenomena, and process characteristic of given opposed to the official terms of this professional sphere. The function of professional jargonism is they are used by representatives of the profession to facilitate the communication, to make easy their communication. Social jargonisms are made of words used to denote non-professional thing relevant for representatives of the given social group with common interests. For example, they can be interested in music or football. They can be football fans, music fans, drug addicts, and something like this. The function of professional, this group is they are used by representatives of the given group to show that the speaker also belongs to it, to this group or to these types of fans, and sometimes for the purpose of making speech incoherent to outsiders. Now, slang. Slang is a special vocabulary of low and vulgar type, often fresh and emotional description of an object, being highly colloquial and possessing all the connotations. Here, I'd like to give you some information about denotations and connotations. The words have denotative meanings and connotative meanings. The denotative meanings of the words are core, central, and lexical meaning. Connotative meanings of the words are somehow synonymous, synonymic layer of the words. Even connotations are divided into 3 subgroups. The first one is positive connotations, the second one is neutral connotations, and the last one is negative connotations. And let's move back to the first example of in Uzbek language use, face. Face is lexical core meaning, yes, it is denotation. But what about chehra, aft, bashara, rukhsor, oras, bit? These are connotative layer of this denotative meaning of the word. And here in this layer, connotative meaning layer, let's divide it into neutral, positive, and negative meanings. Neutral is use, yes, and the positive ones are chehra, oras, rukhsor, chiroy can be positive because they are all used in positive sentence in positive meaning. But bit, turk, bashara are used in negative ones. And here emotive, these connotations can be emotive, expressive, evaluative, and stylistic. The slang, for example, money in Uzbek language, in English language, has got some connotative meanings like jack, tin, vof, daf, slippery stuff, loot, lols, as we have also in Uzbek language, etc. For example, pulni, the word pul has got connotative meanings, other mullajrin or sokka. This kind of connotative meanings we have as well. So what is the function of this subgroup is to characterize the personage, to create a certain atmosphere that of scandal, violence, or intolerance, or humor even in the literary text. And now let's speak about nonce words. I think it is a new notion, new term for you to hear these nonce words. What kind of words can be nonce words? Nonce words are chance words, occasional words, words created for the given occasion with the existing words by means of affixation, composition, conversion, etc. For example, there was a balcony full of gentlemen. In this sentence, which word is new for you? Or which of these words you have never heard before? Yes, balcony full. The word balcony full was coined by analogy with the words mouseful, spoonful, handful. So nonce words produce a humorous effect, being used just once and they disappear completely. And another authentic example for you for nonce words is, here, in children's literature, fritosaurs. Here the word fritosaurs. I think you have never heard or never met or faced these words before, because dinosaurs, as far as I know, didn't eat any fruit. They ate only meat or something like this. But here it is children's vocabulary, children's literature, fritosaurs, dinosaur, and the word fruit together just build fritosaurs. Here, why is this word built in children's vocabulary? To make or to produce humorous effect for the children, or being clear and being understandable and memorable for children. So, but after that, being just used once, the word fruitosaurs can disappear completely. These are nonce words, and these are examples for nonce words. So now vulgar words. Vulgarisms. Vulgarisms somehow swear words, stylistically lowest group of words which are considered offensive for polite usage. Abusive words, for example, son of bitch, yeah? Or hackneyed vulgar words, devil or bloody. So what is the function of these vulgar words? Is to express strong emotions, mainly annoyance, anger, vexation, and something like this. Even especially these vulgar words are used in our by our nation, Uzbek men, when they are angry, when they are annoyed. Yes, they are somehow eager to use vulgar words. And you can imagine the situation. What is the function of non-literary vocabulary? Stylistic functions of non-literary vocabulary is, first, to create true to life or to create authentic atmosphere. The second one is to create atmosphere of informality or intimacy. The third one is to create a sense of immediate communication with the reader. The first one is to create a satirical or ironical effect. And now, dialect words. Let me give you some information about dialect words. This against the background of the literary language, dialect words as dialect peculiarities of speech are stylistically relevant. Dialect words are words and phrases characteristic of a certain locality. They reflect peculiarities of provincialism in phonetics and vocabulary. Special significance of English literature is Cockney, the dialect of the uneducated people in London. So this is all about today's topic. So let me conclude about today's topic. So stylistically, classification of the English language vocabulary are divided into three main layers. So they are literary, neutral, and colloquial layer. The function of using literary layer is more about bookish, literary, bookish, poetic words, functions more. And neutral layer can be used in both ways, and the colloquial layer they are only used in lively spoken. So the main function or main reason of using colloquial words, colloquial layer words, are to make our language more emotive, more colorful, more expressive, and of course more impressive by our listener or by our audience. Thank you for your attention. See you next time. Goodbye.